Franchise Growth Show, the podcast where founders drop the real playbook behind scalable brands. Too many entrepreneurs, they go chase growth without understanding what they're actually scaling. Is it margin? Is it repeatability? Or is it just noise? As you all know, I've built and sold multiple companies in different industries as much as 14 times EBITDA. I've worked in private equity doing more than $14 billion worth of deals. So when I say that a model is built to scale, not just operate, I mean it. And today's guest, he is building exactly that. Kamil is the founder of Aumbio Center, a regenerative wellness brand that is redefining what accessible health actually looks like. It's non-invasive, high-tech, and rooted in decades of wisdom. With multiple corporate locations and now franchise launching, Kamil's building a model that blends legacy with systems. So let's unpack how he's scaling wellness without sacrificing integrity. Kamil, thank you for being on, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to jump into this, man. I've been waiting for this particular one because it's such a tech thing, and that's like my passion. So I know that your company, your brand, it presents itself as a contemporary wellness franchise that offers high margin, tech-enabled service, and 30 years of research, if I'm not mistaken, in global applications. So tell us the legacy behind it. What made you decide to transition from maybe family-run to franchise-ready?
Yeah, so it all started with my dad. Right, we had my aunt in Poland. She had a very rare skin issue for 20 years. She had raccoon eyes, right? And she went all over Europe looking for a solution for her skin issue. And she ended up in Germany. Like a center like ours, just walking down the street in Frankfurt, walked in and said, "What do you guys do here?" And they said, "We do quantum physics." And she walked in, and after 2 weeks, her skin almost completely cleared up. And she was so
Wow.
amazed on the results she was seeing. So she sent a letter to my dad. This is 1985, right? There's no cell phones in 1985. So she writes a letter to him saying, "Hey, brother, you were always into holistic healthcare. Check this out. This is technology. They're using tech, physics to send a signal to the body to get results for our clients." And it's just been amazing for me. And my dad took 1 year. It took him $70,000 to get one device back in 1986, and he took one device and he went to a Polish post office because my dad doesn't speak English. And he rented a desk for 300 bucks a month, and it said, "Try me." So when people came in there getting packages to Poland or buying tickets to Poland, they would say, "What is this?" And my dad said, "Try me. Do you have head discomfort? Do you have back issues? Do you have stomach issues, skin, emotion, hormonal?" And after 1 month, he was busier than the post office. And that's how it
Wow.
started. And then my dad 20 years ago contacted me and said, "Son, you have to take over the family business," because very old school mentality. And I said, "Dad, I'm in finance." And he said, "You're really going to love what we do. Come and check it out." And I went in there and I just fell in love with it. And I told my dad, "No one knows about this. This is amazing. The differences we make in our clients' lives is life changing. We have people coming in that have no hope. They've been to 20 doctors, they tried everything, and they come to us. And we first start with a full analysis. We always tell them, don't tell us anything. Let's see what the computer shows, because you know how you feel. You know the differences and the issues you're having in your body. And imagine when a computer screen shows everything from A to Z of how you're feeling and other things that connect the dots. And now with our AI model, it's just growing. And that's when we decided to franchise. Went from a family business to franchising because basically I made a copy of myself. Because with the systems, we make it as simple as possible, and we look for people who want to help good people. And that's who we are as a company.
I love that. I love that. It follows a lot of the logic that I firmly believe in and live behind, and it's that systems is what creates repeatability, and repeatability is what creates scale. So I absolutely love that. What were those core systems or protocols that you had to lock in before franchising became viable?
Yeah, so definitely intake. When a client comes in, we want to find out exactly what's going on, get all the data from our readings, from what the clients say, and even the doctors say. They have blood work, they have x-rays, MRIs. We get all that information, and then we put it into our AI system that analyzes all the data. And before when I first started, we only had 3,000 therapies. Now we have 20,000 therapies. So imagine having 20,000 different ways to help somebody. That's what we have. And it's a lot of information. And me doing this for 20 years, even I don't know all the therapies, but guess what does? The AI. The AI does. It scans the data, finds out the best protocols for the clients. So it's very key to get the intake, the therapy protocols that we made. Other therapists that use our same tech do it differently. We have 38 years of experience because we've been through a lot. And we've been through
That's
every
amazing.
problem, every solution with our clients. And from all that data, we built the system. So our franchisees, all they gotta do is know how to copy and paste. Copy that data into AI, and the AI leads them to go, and the clients go into a room, they lay down for an hour, take a nap, they wake up, their back discomfort's better. The panic attacks are getting alleviated. The belly, the sinus, like I mentioned, we do 20,000 different things, not only for humans, also for animals.
Ooh, I like it. All right. So now
Yeah.
we're helping the whole family, even the pet ones.
Yes.
So that's fantastic.
One of my favorite
Ha
things to one of my favorite things to see is an owner and a dog laying right next to each other, both getting therapy at the same time. Is a
That's
beautiful
magical.
scene to see. Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they call them furry friends, but really they're furry family, right? So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Having created brands in the past, worked in many different franchise organizations over my career, I know, especially in the initial stages of creating a brand, you have systems, but you got to validate that someone else
Hmm.
is actually utilizing them the correct way and
Yes.
following your model. So, how do you validate those systems across not only your corporate locations, but now your franchise ones also?
Yeah, so we have 30 years of data, right? So we see what client retention looks like, the solutions our clients are feeling, when to upsell on certain products to support their health, when to educate them on other options if we have other modalities we're using. So that was very key because if a person's not seeing results within the first or second session, they're not coming back a third time. Just like the restaurants, they have the napkin trick. I don't know if you heard of the napkin trick, where the first time you go in there, they have a certain color napkin, second time, third time, and you got them because you give such good service. And that's what we do here. So it was very, very important that clients are noticing a difference that first or second time. And that is our job. Our job is for them to see improvement in their daily lives and the issues they're coming in for.
I love it. I love it. Now, within the franchise space, health and wellness is a very up and coming piece. It has been for a while, but yours is differentiating itself. You have biofeedback, AI that you mentioned, practitioner led care, but it's non medical, right? So, how do
Mhm.
you position your brand clearly in what could very easily be a cluttered wellness space?
Yeah, so compliance and results. That's how we do it because in wellness you have to be compliant. You can't make certain claims. Marketing, I found out that because I work with my marketing team, you can't have a picture of a sad face and then a happy face. That's a claim. Right? But who? Yeah, you didn't know that, right? I also did not know that, and we learn as we go. So we've been through all these trials and tribulations, and from all that, we built an amazing system. And no one else in the biofield space is doing what we're doing. As compliant as we are with the AI model, we're already on our ninth AI update,
Wow,
right? Because we're
that's
constantly
fantastic.
improving. Yeah, because we want our clients to be happy. We want our clients to be educated. And in the end, we want them seeing a difference in themselves, in their kids, in their pets. That is our job for them to feel a difference in the areas and for us to be transparent, right? Always talking with the clients. And we build relationships where they come for 38 years. 38,
Amazing.
not because they're sick, because when they do get sick or their family members are sick, they think about us and how we make them feel, and they're not just a number.
I
They're our
love that.
wellness, yeah, they're our wellness partners.
That's fantastic. Obviously,
Hmm.
that many AIs and other things, you've had a
Hmm.
ton of innovation.
Hmm.
And when you have innovation, you open the opportunity for new types of clients to come and visit. What
Hmm.
was maybe one innovation that sparks in your brain that drove unexpected results?
So remote therapies as well, where we could not just geographically where you are, you could have clients all around the world. And we have clients from China, Germany, Poland, Florida. We're based in Chicago, Arizona. It doesn't matter. We could do this remotely, and so that really builds our base. And our clients know how they feel. Like I said, our job is to make them feel a difference in their discomfort or their emotion or their hormones, whatever they're dealing with. Our job is for them to feel better and feel a difference. And it's not just in person; it's anywhere in the world. So if you have a relationship with them, I mean, I just did a dog in New York. Right, this dog was flying to Miami. The dog, okay, with his mama for a biohackers conference, and in Miami, and the dog was having diarrhea, and they're not going to let the dog in if it has diarrhea. So we quickly got the essential tools to New York. They gave it to the puppy, and within a couple hours, it was on the flight, no problem.
Wow, that's
Yep.
freaking fantastic. And a
Yep.
bio conference in Miami. I think I need to get on a flight or something. That
Yes,
sounds,
I did one in
that sounds
Chicago. It's very cool. They got a lot of great
yeah.
tech there. I really enjoyed it.
I need to go because tech, like I said, is like I could talk all day about tech. You mentioned you're based in Chicago, right?
Yes.
And I know Illinois franchise laws are different,
Yep.
definitely, than several of the other states, which means no earnings claims, but we can talk structure, right?
Yeah.
So, what does the typical startup investment cover from build out to equipment?
175 on the low end to 250 on the high end. Depends on demography, where they're located, how big of center they want. But on the minimum, they need at least 2 devices for therapy and 1 device for the consultation. That's on the minimum, right? And right now I'm in my rolling metal center. We see at this center, we see 12 people per hour. And our therapies run anywhere from $70 per session, depending on if they get packages, memberships. We also do additional assessments if they need more education on what's going on with their body. So we have many different ways for our franchisees to get revenue streams.
I love that. I love that. Multiple revenue streams is like the key to a scalable model, right?
Yep.
So, talk to us a little bit about those different services. I know you mentioned obviously the one-offs, but you also have a recurring model where they have a membership. So, talk to us
Yep.
about some of those structured services that help create all those revenue streams.
Yeah, so packages are great, right? So people come in with packages, they have to come at least 4 or 5 times, so they're committed, right? And they really feel results after we do the therapies. Our products, we also sell them as well. So we could actually put therapies onto modalities. So that could be frequency water, where you could put frequencies onto water drops, or patches, where it's like a sticker where they put it on. So if they're having like any back discomfort, addictions, right? Panic attacks, emotions, weight loss, you put a therapy onto a drop or a sticker, they put it on their body or take it orally, and then consistently gives them therapy. And those are things they have to buy monthly or every couple months. And they're getting the results, they're very happy on how they're feeling. So that's a great revenue stream. The pets are amazing. They're coming in and they're their best testimonials are the animals, right? They're coming
Very true.
in. Yeah, I had one, my wife's my friend, she went to occupational therapy school, and I was at a pool party with her girlfriend, and she was really sad. I'm like, Christy, what's going on? Why are you so upset? And she's like, well, my dog has been peeing blood for over a year, and the surgery is going to cost $10,000, and they don't have $10,000. So we're thinking about putting the dog down. I said, well, wait until you put the dog down, bring it to me, let me see if we could do anything. So they brought the dog in, we did a reading on the dog, and everything the vet said came up on our end as well. It said kidney issue and a bladder issue, and then it was peeing blood on a puppy pad. So it's like a little pad on the bottom, and you see blood every single day. So I told them, let's see how bad the puppy pads are. They come back in a week later. I'm saying, okay, where's my puppy pad? And they're like, it stopped peeing blood when it left the office.
What?
Yeah. And then after 5 weeks, we did an assessment. Everything looked clear. And then they went back to the vet, and the vet said, oh, I see you got a new dog. And they're like, this is the same dog, because they saw before on the ultrasounds, whatever it was, those issues that came up, and after our therapies and what the difference they saw in the animal, the dog's so happy and still alive today.
That's amazing, especially with pets, right? Because pets can't communicate the same way we can communicate, right?
Yep.
Like if my back hurts, I can tell you that my back
Yes.
hurts. My dog can't do that, right? So that's amazing that we have the capability, and you specifically, your brand has got the technology that can communicate for them and be able to provide them with treatment. That's phenomenal. That's
And it's
phenomenal.
all based on data. We only look at data, right? We see what it shows on our readings, what the animal feels, any other information for the veterinarian. We put everything in there, and it's all data driven. And the therapist has to be kind, transparent, but they're not doing much because the AI system tells them exactly what to do, which therapies to put into the device. And their job is walking them into a room, laying them down, take a nap, wake up, feeling a difference.
Wow, that's phenomenal. How about margins? Because I think we can at least somewhat discuss margins. Where do you see the strongest margin opportunities? Is it membership? Is it pet services? Is it add-ons? Where does the strongest margin play fall?
Definitely packages are the best. People buy packages anywhere from 4 to 12 sessions. And then they get a little bit of discount. They buy more, obviously, because we want to make it worth their while. So packages are fantastic. Upselling like the products like patches and drops, that's also great. And then assessments. Assessments take not that long if they are dealing with maybe a cardiovascular issue or a hormonal issue or an allergy issue or something like this. We have additional assessments that we provide that gets us more information to get better results for our clients depending on the issue. So assessments, packages, and the upsells are fantastic.
Awesome. That's multiple revenue streams, right? We love that.
and pets, right? And pets.
Yeah, very true. Very true. How about those top operators, the ones that are doing the best within your brand? What are the traits or the habits that they tend to have that make them the most efficient?
I would say communication with the client, really listening to them, seeing if there's a difference in their body, because our job is for them to feel a difference. It's very important for us in our brand. And the people that communicate, ask questions, those are our best sellers. Actually, my mother's the best salesperson I have, to be honest. She's been
Shout
doing
out
it for
to
a long
Mom.
time. Mom's great. Mom's great. She gets all the Christmas cards. I swear she gets all the Christmas cards every year. And she's just a loving person that's kind and really attentive. And people listen to that, right? They really resonate with that. And even I had a person call me today on my way here. Their dog has a liver issue and something else. I forget what it was. And the gentleman is lower income. And he's like, hey, can you help me out? We're like, of course we can work with you. All right. And he said, people say such wonderful things about you because that's who we are as a company. We try to keep that standard of being kind, transparent, and in the end, being there for our clients, because we're not clinical place. We are a wellness spot where we really build relationship with them, and we're just a text message away. We have people texting us all the time, questions about their friends, about themselves, and we're very quick to answer them because that's who we are as a company. We are your partner, and our job is for you to feel a difference.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Pivoting now, let's pretend for a moment we had somebody who just bought into the brand, right? But they have no health or wellness background to lean on, right? What are the systems, the teaching moments that allows your system to be repeatable for them as an owner operator, but also teachable for them to go teach anyone that they may bring into their team?
Well, now with AI, it's so simple. AI leads everything from A to Z. So we always teach our clients, our franchisees, when clients come in, the intake process, our SOPs. We all structured all that very specifically for our company. And then with AI now, it's so simple. They just come in, connect the client to the reading device. The computer shows what's going on. We talk to them. We have an intake form. Hey, what are you feeling here? What are you feeling here? And then with all that data, we just copy and paste it into the AI, and the AI does the rest of the work. It analyzes all the data, and you don't have to be a doctor or medical professional. If you have questions, guess who you ask? You ask the AI, because we put all the knowledge in there. Before I would have, we just got AI like a year ago, right? And before I would have my employees call me. I had one gentleman, he lost his saliva for 9 months. Imagine not having saliva in your mouth, and he's drinking tons of water. He had a stomach bug, and he went to 20 doctors, and we don't know what's happening. And as we're doing the reading on the gentleman, we also didn't find anything specific. Guess who did? The AI. Because it has the knowledge base.
Yeah.
The tech. It found the hormone that we should target. It found whatever issue that he was having. It gave us the therapy program. Within 5 minutes, the guy's screaming in the room, I can't believe it's back.
That's
like
awesome.
He's literally yelling within 5 minutes, right? And then that person came in for months because he had other issues. He brought in a bunch of his friends and family members because they saw the difference. Like, wow, you're not chugging water anymore. How did that happen? Well, I went to Aumbio. They use physics to support the body, and that's how we build our business structure. We go to expos and trade shows and show off our tech. I mean, have you ever heard of using physics to get results for clients? No,
Not before you.
Not before me, right? And a lot of
Yeah.
people are like that, but now it's definitely changing. Before it was lots of Eastern Europeans. They have this in China and in Japan and Asia, but now the regular Joe is coming in. They're seeing the results from other people, what they're saying. They're feeling a difference in their body, and they like also the atmosphere they come in. It's very peaceful, very serene. That's the type of atmosphere we want for them. But in the end, our job is for them to feel a difference.
I love it. And having been someone who you ran this test on back in
Yes.
the DR earlier this year,
Yeah.
it's very quick. It's simplistic,
Yeah.
obviously pain free, and to your point, then you leverage all the tech.
Yeah.
Knowing a lot about a bunch of different franchise brands, there's a billion different great concepts out there, but there is a shift that has to occur from taking a good company and creating a strong franchise brand. So going from an operator to really a system or a legacy builder isn't easy. So what was the hardest thing for you to make that transition or that pivot?
I would say not spending time with my clients because that was my passion. Spending the day to day with them, seeing the amazing things that they're feeling and what they're telling me, and people crying to me about how their lives are changed. That was probably the biggest thing I had to let go of, and it was at the beginning. It was very tough for my clients because they build a bond with you. I
Sure.
see some of these people for years, and I'm just really lucky that we have such fantastic employees and therapists working with us. And now with the AI, because it's so heavily tech driven, it just makes it easier for them. But definitely taking a step back from the day to day and really working on those systems, the SOPs, where I'm basically making a copy of myself, where anybody could just fit in there. Use our technology, use our systems, use our protocols, and get the same results we've been getting for 38 years.
That's awesome. That was a nugget right there. I'm glad this thing's being recorded. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that and make some notes. So that's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a time where you felt like maybe you hit a ceiling and questioned, how do I get over this hurdle?
Yeah, for sure. Cash flow, right? Getting more people in the door. How do you do that? If you're already doing on radio, you're already online marketing, you're already doing Google. What we started doing is more expos and trade shows. So with our franchisees, we actually go with them to an expo and show our tech. 'Cause remember, not a lot of people know about it, and our job is to educate them. So, but they see differences within minutes when they come into when they try the technology, and that's how we get them. Like, wow, I can't believe my throat was hurting and now it's not hurting, or my knees were hurting for years and I'm feeling different. I'm running around at this expo, and the other things we're doing now is we're doing pop-ups, which have been fantastic. So our clients are coming in. They're great people. They love what we do. They love what they're seeing with us. And we actually do a pop-up at a med spa, at a beauty salon. Right now, we're about to do 200 soccer kits next month
Oh,
in Chicagoland area, and so they could see our technology and experience it, because kiddos have allergies, they have ADHD, the concentration, parasite, whatever they're dealing with, sinus, immune system. I had one kid, he wasn't going to school. He went to school once every 2 weeks. He was always something every single day. He had pink eye, he had vomiting, he had bloating, he had something going on every single day for a year. For a year. And he's 7 years old, this poor kiddo. And finally, his parents found us through a friend. They came in, and within 2 weeks, he was back in school full time.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Obviously, the model works, right? But you also do have to have someone to work the model, and so vetting and finding that right franchisee is extremely important, right? Because they're going to carry your brand forward. So your model being very nuanced, how do you find operators who care about wellness, follow systems, and protect the brand? What's that process look like?
So looking at people that share our same values, that are aligned with who we are as a company, that want to help people and also be profitable. But we always start with helping the people first. And then everybody wants to make money. We know that is the business, right? But
Sure.
are they in it to really change lives? And I always ask one question to my employees and to franchisees when I talk to them. I said, can you look a person in the eye who's been sick for 30 years? They've been to 100 doctors, and give them hope, right? Can you give them hope that to try this technology, to see if their discomfort or their sinus or their stomach or their emotion, we could support them in any way. So once we find a person that's like that, that we're aligned with, then we support them either by franchising with us or supporting with the devices, because we have the same morals and values, and that's most we look for. And also, kind people, motherly people are always great. People that are transparent and that are good communicators. Those are the main values we look for as a lead therapist at our centers.
Love that. Love that. Has there ever been a time where you've basically said no and walked away from a potential franchisee because there wasn't the fit?
Yeah, it does happen. It's like they just weren't aligned with us. Everybody's different, like personality wise. And if that personality didn't match this type of atmosphere, I don't want to just take a check for them to fail. You know, like
Yep.
like we're trying to build an ecosystem here with our technology, with our brand. And good people are out there. We talk to them all the time. We have great people in our funnel supporting them, starting with the franchises. But that's really important for us is finding the values, good people that want to help good people. That's what we look for.
Fantastic. Switching more long term, what's the long term play for the brand? Is it scale? Is it creating a legacy? Is there an exit at some point down the road that you would like to see? What's that long term play look like?
So legacy for sure. My father started this company. I'm truly all invested in it. I think it's amazing what we've been doing for so long, and more people need to know about. That's why I'm talking with great people like yourself, right? And it's scalable, very scalable, especially with the systems we built now. It's so simple. It's so easy. We give them a turnkey brand to open right away. We're there from A to Z with them, holding their hand the entire way, because we want them to be our partners for a long time. In the end, if there's an exit, possibly if it makes sense, but right now, legacy and scalability.
That's awesome. That's the perfect answer. Create a legacy, something you can pass on to the next year. We're on the second gen now.
Yes.
Let's move on to the third gen.
And I got a son already. So,
Hey, you got a son,
yeah.
and I don't want to throw it out there if I'm not supposed to, but
Yeah.
I believe there's a congratulations
Yes.
that is coming in the near future as well, right?
Yes, yes. So my wife is, we're very blessed. We're pregnant with our third child.
That's amazing.
Oh,
Congrats to
yeah.
you and her as
Thank
well.
you.
Send her my blessings, please.
Yes, thank you so much. She's
Um,
probably watching.
Oh,
Hey, sweet pea. Love
congrats.
you. Yeah.
So let's talk territories. So
Yeah.
if I was interested in becoming a franchisee with you, how do you select your markets, your territories? Are you targeting metro density, specific demographics? Like how do you define what a territory would be?
So we look at data, right? We look at the population size. We look at who's into wellness. Is the market accepting of wellness? Do they have enough people in the area? Do they have expos and trade shows that we could utilize to support our technology? So we look at metro areas, but also smaller areas as well. We in our Chicagoland area, we do have a Chicago center. One of our biggest is in the suburbs, right? And our other ones in a smaller town down south. So it just depends on the data we see. So when we meet with franchisees, we're very honest with them, right? This makes sense here or not here based on the data. So we basically go off of that.
Well, probably not a shocker that you lean on tech to help
Yes.
you drive a tech company, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
love that. I love that you're doing that. And do you envision, is there a target range in terms of number of units or territory and a certain timeline that you're trying to accomplish?
So right now we're definitely going slow. We're an emerging brand. We want to do it the right way. We know the eight O's, the age old problems. If you can't scale too quickly, that's how companies fail. So we're definitely not doing that. We're going at our pace, and I'm just trying to find good partners that want to work with us to help and support more people. So we're definitely going small, but I would say like 100 centers in like 10 years is the goal.
100 centers in 10 years, mark it down. We're going to
Yes.
set a calendar reminder for ourselves.
Yes.
It's that would be a fantastic goal, and I'm fairly confident you're going to be able to accomplish that with everything that you built and the continuation of technology development. So,
Thank you.
so wellness itself, like just holistically, can be pretty personal, very deeply personal even. What's the bigger why behind your brand?
We're very individualized. So other wellness brands, it could be like a red light therapy, It could be saunas, it could be hyperbaric chambers, things like that. Those are all very general, right? Ours are
Mhm.
so individual. We look at individual imbalances, individual issues inside the body, individuals' diagnosis from your doctor, and then make a tailor-made protocol for yourself because everybody is different, and it really does mean
Sure.
that. And then if something's not working, we have our tech and our experience to change those programs to get results for our clients depending on what we're doing with them. So with us, it's very individual to our clientele.
I love that. And obviously the clientele are, human beings, but we've also
Hmm.
referenced pets as well.
Yep.
And there's a unique differentiation between those two
Hmm.
things. How do
Hmm.
you see that shaping your cultural or community impact?
Hmm. It's wonderful dealing with our furry friends. When they come in, it just brightens up the room of everybody that's in here. And the animals are the best because when they come in the first time, they're kind of scared, new place, new smells. But then the second time they're coming in, they run to the room, right? Because they know they're feeling a difference. They know this is a good place, and they literally just jump on top of a bed. I just had a recent client in Chicago, and they came to me with their puppy, and basically the dog was lethargic, was really doing bad, and basically they told their daughter, who goes to U of I, it's about like 2.5 hours away. They told her to drive up here to say goodbye to their dog that they had for 13 years. And they knew about us. We helped their family members with some other things. We support them, and they came up with their puppy, like a small little dog. And within a couple sessions, the dog's eating, the dog's walking again, playful, something they've never done, and the dog is still alive today. I think the vet said it was going to be, it was going to pass a couple months ago, but the dog's very, very balanced today and very happy. So it's just amazing when the people come in with the animals and we build that community. There's not just a place for humans, it's for animals as well.
That's that's amazing. And you've referenced it yourself that you're an emerging brand and you've
Hmm.
created playbooks for other people to follow and systems and
Yep.
technology and all these things that they can leverage to make themselves successful. If it's all right, I'd love to pivot slightly and talk to somebody who's thinking about maybe walking in your shoes in terms of
Hmm.
creating a brand of a company
Hmm.
that they have today. So some kind
Hmm.
of some tactical advice if that's okay.
Hmm.
In your opinion, what would one mistake be that a founder would make when they're trying to franchise maybe too early?
Mm. Um, Getting data, definitely writing things down at the beginning. When I joined my dad 20 years ago, this is my dad, right? So I joined my dad, and I was in finance before. So I come into the center and I ask my dad, Dad, how much money did you make last year? I don't know. How much money you make last month? I don't know. How much money did you make yesterday? I don't know. So that was definitely an issue. I had to clean up a bunch of things and probably starting earlier and getting data, SOPs. I didn't even really think about franchising until I got the right people around me, and it kind of just evolved. It evolved to where we're at now. It was just a family-run center. We're just supporting our clients and happy that they're happy. But as we build a community, as we got better employees coming in, and they all have a vision, we listen to our employees when they have ideas. They want to make a package, or we should go another do export trade shows. We listen to them because we're a team. We're trying to figure out what is the best solutions for our centers to support as many people as possible. So definitely getting good team members around you, and definitely getting data from day one, I would say. Just writing
Data and
everything
people.
down. Data and people, I would say. And that's not something we did at the beginning. And we just franchised recently. Only because I could open up more centers, and we are opening up corporate more centers. But I'm like, how can I support more people? Well, finding people like myself and giving them a system that we took 38 years to build, and making it as simple as possible so they can open up and support people and see the differences and see the happiness on their faces that we've been doing for a long time.
I love that. Duplication is a real thing. It is possible
Hmm.
to quote unquote clone yourself. I'm sure like
Hmm. Yep.
actual tech will be able to do that at some point. But in reality, you can replicate or duplicate yourself through processes, through
Hmm.
systemization, and all of
Yep.
those things. So, to someone who's maybe in the beginning stages and understands that, yeah, I have to do that, but maybe needs a mindset shift. What
Hmm.
what would that mindset shift be, or how would you encourage somebody to make that shift from kind of founder led, where they're running their own company, to being
Hmm.
franchise ready?
Hmm. So I would say basically it has to deal with what is on the inside for them. Are they ready to make the risk and the jump? Right? Because everything is risk, everything's scary, right? I would say that just you have to make it for yourself and you have to think about what's right for you. But if you believe in something and you know it's going to work and you have a vision and everybody else is saying no, because that's what happened to me. Every idea I had, no, 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 don't do that. And I didn't listen to the noise. I stayed focused because I believed in the vision. So if you believe that you're meant for more, that jumping from maybe, hey, this is a family run company to a franchise, if you believe what you have as a product is great and it helps people, I would say do it. And I know it's scary, but if you believe in it and if you work hard, you'll make it.
That's amazing. We've covered a ton. This has been one of those episodes I wish I was taking notes, but thank goodness it's recorded so I can go back and take notes again. Has there been anything that we haven't touched on that you would like to touch on in reference to your brand, your scale, anything at all that maybe we didn't get a chance to hit on yet?
No, I think we talked about the AI, our packages, our memberships, human and animal client, around for 38 years. We have 66,000 clients and now 20,000 therapies. No one else has that in the United States. Our company is the only one that has that, and it's so individualized for the clients. And we teach them what is the right approach, what is the right protocols, when to educate them on other things to make cash flow, but in the end to help the clients.
Kamil, this was on fire. This was powerful. You are proving that a value-driven wellness brand can scale if it's built on clarity and not necessarily complexity. So to our founders out there that are listening, I hope you were taking notes. If not, the recording will be out there. Go back and watch it again, because there is a lot of takeaways in here of how you can blend passion with process and how you go from founder-led to system-led. So whether you're building for scale or building for legacy, you do need systems that are transferable, impact that lasts, and margins that will hold up under scrutiny. So thank you everyone for listening. Kamil, thank you for being on. I sincerely appreciate you. Congrats to you and your wife again as well for what will be the third generation, right? So
yes, correct.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Thanks everybody. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your day, and let's go build strategically.